In today's Medical Monday segment, could math play a role in cancer treatment? Well, Moffitt Cancer Center says yes. So to share more, Dr. Renee Brady Nichols, Assistant Member Department of Integrated Mathematical Oncology. Things I've never said before or even thought about, but I am so glad you're here. How are you today?
Well, thank you.
So I'm just going to propose the question to you right there.
Yeah.
Can math help treat and maybe cure cancer?
For sure, that's what we're aiming for. So what we're trying to do is very similar to hurricane forecasting. So if you think of when a hurricane is coming, we're looking at the spaghetti plots. How do we come up with
Yeah.
The spaghetti plots are based on historic data from previous storms that have come through in the area, and we can see based on now where this current storm is, where it's going to be at the next time point. And what we're trying to do with mathematical modeling is very similar. So what we're doing is using historical data. So we might use tumor volume, we might use blood biomarker data, we might use survey data, and try to understand patient-specific dynamics over time. And then based on that, we can say, if we have this patient coming into the clinic, we know where their tumor markers are at this particular time point. Now we want to predict the next time point and how they're going to predict or how they're going to perform on a specific type of treatment going forward.
Wow. Okay. So are you working with other places, or is this something that just, Moffitt right now is really the spearhead of it?
I think for sure we're definitely the spearheaders.
Yeah.
We're at the front of everything and trying to just stand out.
How important is it? You were talking about being able to predict. And again, I love the hurricane analogy, so thank you for that. But looking to predict, how do you take those predictions and then perhaps, change it one day to what different treatments we may see that may be more successful?
Yeah. So we generally, we might look at the differences between one treatment versus another treatment and then see how long does that, or how does that extend time to progression. So if we put them on treatment A and they might progress after 500 days, or we put them on treatment B and we get 1,000 days, and we would say this particular patient should be on treatment B.
Oh, okay. And really, we've always heard, and especially as research continues, how every person is different.
Yes.
With the treatments, and I feel like this just plays hand in hand with that.
Yep, because what we're trying to do is to have each patient have their own equation. Right, we want to become mathematical oncologists in a sense. So we can say that this patient has their own mathematical oncologist who is working with their own individual data and is making predictions for this patient for the next time point.
What are you the most excited about right now as you see this unfolding?
For sure. I'm really excited about clinical trials that are coming up.
Yeah.
We've had a couple of a bit of success in that area with an adaptive therapy trial in prostate cancer. So in that trial, they used an evolutionary model, and they found that patients who are treated adaptively, so based on their own patient-specific dynamics, if we can treat them in bursts, you can think of like a cycle at a time, on and off, rather than treating them continuously at maximally tolerated dose. When we treat them in that way, the models show that we could extend time to progression. The trial recently concluded, and in that they showed that we could extend time to progression by more than double time to progression for those patients. So what I'm excited about now, we're doing something similar in breast cancer. We have a breast cancer trial that's opening up in the next couple of weeks, fingers crossed. And in that, we're going to be investigating extinction therapy. So giving treatment to patients in multiple lines of therapy. So we give cycle 1, we give cycle 2, 3, and 4 in different lines of therapy. And we're trying to extend or increase the proportion of patients who achieve cancer extinction. And with that, we're collecting tumor volumes, we're collecting blood biomarkers, and then what I'm going to do on the back end once the trial concludes is to analyze that data, develop more models, and to see, was this the optimal way to give treatment? And if not, how can we do that? What's the optimal way to give treatment for these patients?
And then get to that cancer extension, or extinction, as you put it.
Yes.
Man, I'm fascinated. I think I literally was just sitting here with like my mouth open being like, wow, I'm so glad you came to our show to talk about this and have this important conversation. Wow. Oh, this is exciting. We're getting there, aren't we? You know what? Moffitt.org/outcomes. Cancer survival rates at Moffitt up to 4 times the national averages. Again, go to the website for even more information.